Hello and welcome to the Spiritual Solopreneur Podcast. Today, my guest is Paul Statton, otherwise known as the Healing Wizard. Paul has been a holistic healer and educator for nearly 30 years and has worked in 50 countries. He is passionate about helping people heal themselves by reconnecting to their soul essence. With his magical abilities to connect to people deeply, he can determine someone's energetic blocks and the underlying causes. He then helps the person transmute the underlying cause to restore wellness and happiness. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Bev. Thank you for the invite. Glad to be here.
Thanks for coming. I love that word transmute.
Yeah.
It sounds so magical. It sounds like, you magically turn something into something else by transmuting.
Well, for a lot of people, a lot of people say that healing is quite a miracle. And yeah. And actually, I like to play with words. And if you look at the word miracle, it's like me recall. It's about recalling who you are. And in a
Oh,
way,
yeah.
yeah, in a way, by helping people reconnect to who they are, magical things can happen, like healing can happen very quickly, and enables people to really restore their wellness and be who they are if you can find the underlying cause
Yeah,
and
it's
help them release it, which is what the transmute is. So it's not in their energy anymore, that negative thoughts or negative emotions that they're holding, which are causing the illness in the body.
exactly. So the energetic blocks in the body, what you can see this, you can see those in other people, right? What
I
does
can
that
see
look
them.
like to you?
I can see them and feel them. So if I meet someone, like, I'll give an example, I met a lady the other day, and straight away I could feel this block in her heart. And I could feel it. And it just like it doesn't feel like normal. It feels a bit heavy. And sometimes I can see it, like it feels heavy or see it. And she also had, like, it's like she almost where she had a black band around her head, like, right? Because she was thinking too much. And I could tell that by the energy around here. It was heavy, like a heavy energy. And when I connect to the energy, it's like I read, like reading a book, and I could feel, oh my God. I said, you've got problems with relationships. I said, have you just gone through a breakup? And she said, yeah, I just had a breakup with my boyfriend the last week.
Oh, wow. So she was having an emotional heartache, or was it physical
Yeah,
too?
emotional.
Emotional.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Because different parts of the body hold different consciousness and different emotions. It's what I call energetic anatomy and
Angelic,
energetic,
energetic.
energetic,
Yep,
energetic anatomy, right? Are you aware of chakras?
sure.
Yeah, chakras like energy centers in the body, for those people unaware of it. And this is your heart chakra, and this tends to reflect issues around loving yourself. And therefore that can be relevant to relationships because she was sacrificing herself in a relationship. I could tell that straight away. And I said, oh my God, you sacrifice yourself for me. And she said, yeah, I know. It's been a problem of mine, right? Because she doesn't love herself. And that's so when there's a block here, I know what that means. Or if there's a block in the head, I know they're thinking too much and they're not trusting their intuition. And therefore, by connecting to the energy block in their body, you can instantly know what the issue is, which is extremely powerful. Because how many Western doctors actually can know exactly what's going on for you by just looking at your energy?
Zero,
Yeah, I
probably.
mean,
Unless, they have the same abilities that you do.
oh
Um,
yeah,
how did you come to be able to see these things or to be able to know these things?
good question. I believe that we've all got a calling when we come to the planet, and I had these abilities when I was a child. And I train healers, and most healers have very empathic ability. In other words, they're very sensitive to other people's energy, and I feel that's an ability you need to be a healer, to connect to other people and know what's going on. Whereas I don't have the natural ability to sing like Michael Jackson or whoever, right? So you won't see me up on stage confidently singing, right? Or at a karaoke, you won't see me there either, right?
I'd like to see that.
I, yeah. So I believe we have those abilities, but of course it's actually working with them because I in my childhood, no one else was sort of open to those abilities because I could feel things and I knew things were going to happen, but I was told you can't do that. I sort of blocked,
Of
right?
course.
I felt a bit like Harry Potter living in a muggle's world, right? So I sort of blocked those abilities, but then when I started healing, being a healer, I just opened up to those abilities and I can just connect to people. Oh my God, this is what's going on for you. How do you know that? Yeah. So
Yeah.
by having the abilities and then knowing how to playing with them in a way to get better at them, then it just becomes an instant thing that you can use all the time.
So how come you were given that ability and I wasn't? That's what I want to know.
That's a good question. I believe, Bev, that before we come to the planet, we have a vision as to what we want to do on the planet. Now, I didn't choose to come as a stage performer singing,
Right. Okay.
so
Gotcha.
therefore I wasn't given a voice. So the probably reason why you might haven't got it is because maybe that's not your purpose.
That's
And
not
therefore you
my,
don't need to be. Because I believe in our soul, when we come to the planet, that we've got certain wisdom and abilities so that we can manifest our purpose. I believe we've all got a purpose. And that's based on the vision we have before we come here.
exactly. Can you heal yourself? Just curious.
Ab- Absolutely. I had a heart attack last year and I didn't go to hospital because I don't like hospitals. And what I do is I just connected to my heart and said, hello, heart, what's going on? You don't resist it. You just connect to it. Because I believe every symptom in your body and every block is a message for you that you're blocking part of who you are, right? And therefore you go, okay, hello, heart, what's going on? Like I felt I was dying. I felt like I had 50 people sitting on my chest. I've never felt anything like it. Right? I was struggling to breathe. And I thought I was dying. I really didn't. But I thought, okay, if I'm dying, right? And my body said, no, you're not dying, but you just need to learn something. I talk to my body like I talk to you, no difference, right? And my heart's saying, no, you need to learn something. And this is what you need to learn. I thought, oh my God, okay. And I was really connected to that energy of the message my heart was giving me. And then this white light just went through my whole body and the pain just went away.
Wow.
Because it's like when you get the message, well, you don't need the symptom anymore. And that's where, as we talked at the start, the healing can be magical or miracle because once you've got the message, which is what the block is like a message to you to learn something, then you can just release it and the body has got a natural process to heal. And it's like an example when I helped this lady who had multiple sclerosis, who was on crutches. Now I know what the cause of that is, that you've lost control of your body. And when I connected to her, when she came to my clinic, I said, oh, I could feel what happened 7 years ago. There just came up into a thought in my head. I read her energy. I said, and she explained to me 7 years ago, she gave birth. And during the birth process, there was complications. And she actually said the intention, I've lost control of my body. Now, your body lives out your thoughts. And if you say to your body, you've lost control, that's what your body will do, which is what multiple sclerosis is. Now, when I helped her release that thought and to be in control of her body, in 2 days later, she walked, and I'm saying walked literally, no crutches, into my clinic.
That's
Because,
amazing.
because she let go of those negative thoughts and had the thought, no, I'm in control of my body, well, the body's going to live it out. That's how powerful it is. And people might call that a miracle. I call that natural. But just a lot of people don't understand that natural process, that the body is a reflection of our consciousness. And therefore, if we change our consciousness by changing our perception, then healing can happen almost instantly.
That's really amazing. I mean, I've heard the saying thoughts are things. So in
Yeah.
in her case, she literally just thought. She had the thought, I don't have control of my body, and it took hold. That
Yes.
thought completely took hold of her body.
Yeah. Because
Why
our
would
body,
it do that? I mean,
because as a soul, right, we come into the body, like we project our energy into the body to utilize the body to manifest, right? So at any point in time, our body is a reflection of our consciousness. That's just how creation happens, right?
Mhm.
If you're blocking your consciousness, like blocking who you are, which most people do to fit into the world, right? Or from a negative thought from a trauma, like, oh my God, like she went through this birth process and there was complications. She felt she lost control of her body. If you hold on to that thought, your body will live it out to tell you to let go of that thought. And that's why what healing is really about is connecting to those messages your body is sending you. And once you get the message, like I did with my heart attack, well, you don't need that message anymore, and the symptom just disappears.
So how can I connect with my body?
It's a really
Presumably I'm not.
that's a really good question, right? And how do we connect to anything with our senses, right?
Yeah.
And so what that means is you connect to different parts of your body, you feel it, right? You actually can sense it, you can visualize it. Like I can look at my thumb and I go, okay, I can look at my thumb, I can touch it. That's another way of the senses, right? I can look at it, I can feel it. Does it feel hard, soft, right? But if I really connect to that, like focus my attention on my thumb, that's where my attention is. And that's I can pick up I can really connect to that energy, right? And in a way, it's like, how do you connect to a child? Well, you really connect to them. You listen
Yes.
to it, you listen to them, what they're telling you, okay, what feeling, emotions they're going through, because bodies hold different emotions as well, right? You can connect to a body part. Because when I connect this lady's heart chakra, I can feel there's a lot of sadness there. I
Mm.
could, that was the emotion I could just feel in the body, right? And
Mm.
oh my God, I mean, she's sad because this relationship that's going on. So, a good exercise to do, Bev, is like when I get up in the morning, this is how I started learning for myself, is I just connect to different parts of my body. And you get to feel the energy. Like if right now, if you connect to your right knee, just connect to your right knee right now. Focus your
Okay.
attention on your right knee. Just imagine you're in your right knee. What does it feel like? Okay. What's the joint feel like? And now that connect to your left knee. And it's going to be totally different because left side of your body is feminine and your right side is masculine. So feel your left knee. Can you feel it's different to your right knee?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's totally different actually.
Yeah. Now, of course, as you connect, it's like connect to a child. If you connect and keep connect deeply to a child, you get to understand, right? Them. Like I've got a girlfriend, right? Now, we know each other so well, and I just see her and I can tell her by her cheeks or eyes. I know exactly what's going on, right? Because we've just got that connection because we're connected so much in
You don't
different
even
ways,
have
right?
to try with her, right?
No, no. Oh, she's aware because she knows, she knows I can do that, right? And but she's the same as me. Like she looks at me, and she's, oh my God, I can tell something's going on, right? Because you have that connection.
It's an
So the more you
exchange of energy.
exchange of energy, exactly right. So the more you connect to different parts of your body, then you suddenly realize, oh my God, this part of my body doesn't feel right today. What's going on? And I talk to different parts of my body, like I talk to you, it's no difference. Because every part of your body's got consciousness. So like in the morning, if I get up and I say, hello, body, it's like a committee meeting. Who wants to talk to, like yesterday, my pancreas said, oh my God, you had too much sugar yesterday. And, oh, okay, I had that, had an ice cream, right? Okay, my pancreas said, no, I didn't like that, you had too much sugar. Right. Okay, thanks, pancreas. Thanks for that message.
Now, are these things speaking English to you?
Yeah, yeah. It does, 'cause it comes to you as a thought.
Yeah.
And the more you communicate with your body, the more your body actually loves you, acknowledges. It's like if you actually connect to a child and listen to a child, well, they're going to really appreciate it and go, oh my God, I'm heard. And the same is for a body. Whereas most people, they're so busy in their lifestyle, running around being in their head thinking all the time, and they're not listening to their bodies, right?
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
And therefore their body's got to scream at them. It's like a kid. If you don't listen to a kid, what do they do? They scream, right?
And once
And
it starts screaming, that it could hurt. That's going
it
to
is.
start hurting, right?
So if you don't listen to your body, well, your body's going to send you a bigger message. Like a kid will send a bigger message like screaming. So body might have to send you a big message like I had a heart attack. Oh my God, there's something I really got to listen to, right?
Yeah.
So it's learning how to communicate with your body and knowing that if you pick up the message and clear the negative thoughts, you can heal yourself from anything.
And is it done? You know, once it's done, it's done. The thing's not coming back.
Once you understand it totally,
Mm.
it's like if you're going to, I work with a guy who has scoliosis, right? And this is over he lives in Costa Rica, right? So this is actually over the phone. Now I linked into why I know what people have with scoliosis as the curve from the spine, which is because they've got limiting beliefs about supporting themselves. Now that relates to a lot of stuff that happened to that guy as a child, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
So by helping him connect and understand it, his body has shifted in one day. But he hasn't totally understood it yet, so your body's still holding on to the message. Because there's still some things he needs to acknowledge, right? Before it totally goes away. Which, as you said at the start, is like transmuter. But once you totally understand it, your body hasn't got a symptom anymore. But with some traumas, there might be various layers to it.
Yeah.
Right? So you might have been abused as a child or something, emotionally or sexually or whatever. Now there might be various levels to that, and you might heal part of it. But then it might come back later, and there's still another layer you need to let go of.
Yeah. Do you do you think that we decide on the other side before we come down here to have those experiences, have those traumatic experiences?
We do, but not even consciously, right? I'll give it a classic example. Like I worked with this lady from India, and her mother sold her as a sex slave when she was 6 years old. Now, when I saw her, she was very dramatic. And I still remember her looking at me in the eye bev. She was crying, saying, "Paul, am I such a bad person? My mum wants to sell me." And I'm going, "Oh my God."
Mm.
How can you imagine what that's like, right? She was very angry to men who had sexually abused her, and she thought the world was, oh my God, it's crazy, and she had a lot of shame, right? All these emotions relate to that experience. But when I helped her understand that, because I connect her at a deep level, spiritual level, and I could see her before she was born, right? I said, what happens if you came to the planet to help change that system in India, which is quite a big thing in India, where the rich go and get mums to sell their daughters, and the mums are poor, so they sell their daughters. And sex trafficking is a big issue in the world, or has been.
Mm.
I said, what happens if you came to the world to help change that system? But to be able to help people, you need to understand them and to be compassionate. Therefore, you need to go through it. And it changed the whole perception.
Wow.
Because what a lot of people do, Bev, is they take illness experiences personally. Oh my God, there's something wrong with me, was what she was saying. Oh my God, I must be a bad person. I said, no, this is not about you. I said, this is that you had that experience to help you be of service. Now, once she understood that, she went back to India because I met her in Peru when I was working at a healing center in Peru. She went back to India and did a law degree, and now she's really inspired because she knows it helped those girls. Why? Because she went through it.
That's
So I think
incredible.
a really important thing is understanding why you go through an experience and how that can help you be of service. Because that guy I talked about with the scoliosis, he helps men heal, right? That's what he does right now, right? Now, a lot of men have issues about standing up for themselves and the issues he had as a child. They're the issues he's going to help men with. So he went through that experience to help understand men that he can help them shift.
Yeah.
And one way I help people change their perspective of what's gone on for them, which is quite often the negative story they put in their head. Oh my God, my life is so bad. Oh my God, my mum is such a bad person. It's like Indian girls thinking, well. And I said, no, these are all like actors in your movie to help you understand something to be of service. And that's why I like the word of going like from illness to wellness. And the difference between the word illness and wellness is simple. In illness is the word I, and in wellness is the word we. And when you go
Yes.
from taking things personally, illness, to wellness, which is about understanding that you've gone through this experience. We're not our experiences, which is what Eckhart Tolle talks about, the famous guy who wrote The Power of Now.
Hmm.
We're not our experiences, but we go through these experiences to help learn things to be of service. We're not broken. People think we're broken. There's something wrong with us. No, there's nothing wrong with you. You just had an experience to learn from. And when you let go of the trauma side of it, that Indian girl changed within 1 hour. Went from being in shame and crying and oh my God, being so angry. I could see steam coming out of her ears, right? Is she went, oh my God, I can help these girls. And she was so inspired. Oh my God, I know what it feels like. I know how to help them. I know what it feels like to go through that. Oh my God, if this is my purpose. See, she got inspired, and we get inspired when we can help people.
Do any of these experiences happen in past lives, or are we talking just this life?
Absolutely, past
Yeah,
lives, right?
yeah.
That guy I talked the other day had a past life experience, which also related to his current life. And if we haven't let go of our past life experiences, that something happened in a past life, then we're going to bring them back in this life until we actually transmute them.
That's
And
right.
that's why quite often people don't understand, why have I got this issue? Well, maybe because you abused your power in a past life, and therefore this life, to learn the opposite side, you're being abused by other people. I'm talking about a client who has problems with men abusing her, right? Is because she was on the other side in a past life. And she hasn't learned that energy yet. So she's actually created this experience to learn it. And quite often we call that karma or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can. So when I see people, when I look at people's energy, I can see them in past life experiences as well.
Awesome.
And
Uh,
go
d
on.
do you help people learn how to do it themselves?
This is a really good question, because even though I call myself a healer, I don't do the healing. No one can heal you, because healing is about letting go of your limiting thoughts and emotions, and only you can do that yourself. And I always say to people, the outcomes you get from my healing sessions depends on you, on whether you're willing to let go. I can help you and I give you the tools to do it, but the actual healing is actually based on them going through the process.
You're a
Yeah.
facilitator.
I'm a facilitator, but they've got to be ready. And sometimes people think they're ready, but they're not ready. They're not ready to let go, or they're not ready to, because a lot of people are still locked into the illusionary lifestyle, right? And therefore, until they're willing to really change, healing's not going to happen. See, that lady who had multiple sclerosis, she was an athlete, and that's why she was ready, because this was a major change to her life. Oh my God, she can't hardly walk. You know what I mean? She actually became an athlete again, actually, by the way, after the multiple sclerosis had gone. Right.
That's awesome.
Mm.
What other tools do you have other tools that you use to help people or d- I thought you told me about a technology.
Okay, yeah. There's different types of healing, right, that can be done. And the main way I work is with energy. See, because my benefit is I can actually connect to people's energy. I can feel their energy and help them shift. Some people use music, and for instance, they might do singing, chanting, or they can use music as a form of healing. Right? I
Mhm.
know this lady singing to my chest. She used to be a a major singer, and the vibration just helped me heal, just connecting to that energy. So we can use different tools, right? And some people use. I also do body work because I'm very connected to body, so I use a lot of different 14 different energy techniques to help shift the energy in the body, right? But it's also about them being ready to shift the energy. I can help them shift the energy. So I use another technique I use is I do a lot of energetic body work, right? Like I can do energetic surgery on people. This guy had gallstones, took them out, and the guy went and actually had a scan afterwards with the doctor, and it showed no gallstones, which totally blew the doctor away. Right. So you can set the intention of energetically taking things out of your body. Right.
Well,
So
yeah.
I'm only an energy worker. That's the way I work. So I work with shamans in the Amazon jungle. They work with plants, right? Different plants to
Who
help people.
does? Sorry.
Go on.
Who works with plants?
Shamans in the Amazon
Oh,
jungle.
yeah.
Yeah. They work with different plants, which helps you open up your visual centers to help you go through different things. Right. So that's another way you can heal. But the other technology you're talking about is obviously a lot of people don't really understand whether they're healthy or not. Right. Because as you said before, and including yourself, most people aren't connected to their bodies, right? So they don't know whether they're healthy. But we live in quite a toxic world, right? Radiation, and we're bombarded by our senses, and most people eating toxic food or drinking toxic water or having negative thoughts or having controlling toxic bosses or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's quite challenging to actually be healthy. So I've come across this amazing technology, which is called an AO, A for Apple, O for Orange, AO voice scan. And what it does, it scans your voice in 10 seconds. And by connecting to your voice, it connects to 10,000 different frequencies in your body. And then from that, it detects any imbalances you've got in your body and produces a comprehensive report, which I then go through the client with, right? And for instance, it'll tell you what food your body doesn't like right now, which will be toxic for your body. It tells you what if your blood is out. It connects to all your energy centers, your chakras, your energy flows, your meridians, which is like the energy channels around your body, whether they're out of balance. Right. Like a lady the other day, her liver was out, which told me she's got anger, because liver is where we tend to hold anger. Right. And then I go, okay, what are you angry about? That related to some issue around her mother, right? She needs to deal with. Right. It connects to every organ in your body and what organs are functioning properly or not functioning properly. And it can do an MRI scan of any part of your body, which is quite amazing because
From your voice?
an MRI scan, like it does a scan on any part of your body, including your voice. And if you do that in America, it costs $5,000 for a scan of one part of your body. But this technology does a scan of any part of your body, shows what out of balance, right?
But it uses the voice. It uses your voice.
It uses the voice. Now, the whole concept of this, to help people understand it, is using the concept of a hologram. Because in a way, every part of your body reflects everything part of you. And if, for instance, if you do reflexology, which is your foot, your whole body is reflected on the bottom of your foot. So if you go to a reflexologist, they'll look at the bottom of your foot and they'll tell, oh my God, your heart's out of balance, whatever, because your whole body is represented in your foot. Well, you can go to people who just look at your eyes, and through your eyes, they can detect what's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a hairdresser as a friend, and if he pulls out one of your hairs and puts it under a microscope, he can tell everything about you. Now, I'm not quite sure how he does that, but he's done it with me, and he's right?
Okay.
So the whole concept is a hologram. So therefore, it understands that if you scan a person's voice, that will also tell you everything about them.
Gotcha.
And therefore, doing that technology, which enables you, and I can do it virtual on the computer, right, is I can just do that with anyone in the world, which helps them understand where their body's at. And then using my energetic background, I can go, oh my God, if you've got a problem with this part of your body, it probably means you might be holding on to like anger if it's in the liver, or if your hips are out of balance, it tends to mean you're holding on to guilt. So by showing that, I can then go to them and say, well, this is the energetic reasons or why you're causing it, and then go into the underlying causes of it. So it enables me to really help people see exactly what's going on for them, where they're at, because most people don't really know where they're at. Because,
Exactly.
a lot of people are very busy, as an example, right? Busy, stressful lifestyle, work long hours. And stress is one of the major causes of illness, which puts your body under extreme stress, which eventually is going to create symptoms. It's like if you keep driving your car at 100 miles an hour, well, eventually your car's going to have problems, right? Whereas people do that with their bodies. Like they're working 10 hours. I'm working with the CEO at the moment, this owner of a company, and he works like 12 hours a day, and his body is totally freaked out because of all the things and stress he's putting his body under.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a very powerful tool to help people understand where they're at.
And
And
then it helps you help them even
then
more so, right?
it helps me help them. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So there,
amazing.
it's an amazing tool which I've come across with, yeah, which I now use with people.
So, do most people come to you with a physical pain or they're depressed or something, or do you just kind of do checkups? You know, anybody can just come and have you take a look and see what's going on.
I'm a holistic healer, which I can help with everything. So quite often people might come with a body symptom. Well, they've got a physical problem, like this guy had a scoliosis, he had problems with his back, right? Or I've got a client on Monday and she's got problems with relationships, right? With a relationship breakup. So I'll help her understand that. Or it could be an emotional issue, right? Like anxiety or at work, or it could be a mental issue like depression, um, or they feel down or whatever it is. So there's a whole range of symptoms which are all telling me the same thing. There's something they're not understanding they need to let go of. So yeah, all symptoms are really the same thing. They're a message to tell you that you need to let go of something and
Right,
and to transmute. So people come to me with all sorts of symptoms. It doesn't really matter. I can all with the techniques I've used. It doesn't. I can help them heal themselves.
right.
Whatever.
You're also a medium, right? You talk to dead people.
Yeah. Well, I don't really call them dead people, but they've crossed over. And because to me, everything is a vibration. If you just and again, this is we talk about my abilities. It's just an ability I've got,
Yeah,
right? That I can just connect to people who crossed over. And I remember when I was at Machu Picchu, and my intuition told me, which is not a strong ability I got, is I was talking to this local girl. I just had this strong reason to talk to her. And when I talked to her, I felt the spirit come next to me. And I asked the spirit telepathically, because I'm very telepathic, and I said, okay, why are you here? And the spirit said, I'm her grandmother. So I asked the lady, I said, "What has your grandmother passed recently?" She sort of looked upset and she said, "Yeah, she crossed over a couple of months ago." And I said, "I can feel her. She's here right now." And she got a couple of messages for you. And the first thing the girl asked is, she said, "How do you know it's my grandmother?" And the grandmother said to me, "Tell her that when she was a child, she used to sit on my lap eating these lollies, but she never liked red ones." And the girl started crying, saying, "Yes, that is my grandmother." And anyway, the grandmother had a message. She said, "Look, you've disconnected from me because you're in your grief. Tell my granddaughter that I'm happy up here having a lot of fun. I'm okay, and I'd love her to keep connected to me." And of course, she
oh,
talked to me because the girl's not talking to her, right? So in that way, I'm a medium. But I'm also a medium at the other end as well. Is I talk to children who haven't come in yet. I'll give an example. I had this lady who came to me, and the doctor said, "You got a 1% chance of getting pregnant." And the lady came to me trying to find out why she can't get pregnant. And I said, "It's not a physical thing." Because the doctor thought it was physical. She can't get pregnant. But when she was in my consulting room, the spirit came in the room. And again, I talked to the spirit and I said, "Who are you?" And the spirit said, "I'm her future son." I said, "Oh, okay. Why aren't you coming in?" And she said, and the spirit said, "Well, because my mum's got all these issues, and so does my dad, and I don't want to deal with them. So tell them to clear them and I'll come in." And when I told the woman what the issues were, she said, "Oh, yeah, they're totally spot on." 3 weeks later, she got pregnant.
she sorted it out. She
Sorted
got it
out.
sorted. Yeah.
And one interesting thing is, the last thing the spirit said to me in the session was, "Can you tell my mother not to can ever control me because I know exactly what I want?" And it's really interesting. I went to this client's, he was 3 years old, it was his birthday party. So I went and saw them. And he's sitting on the floor and he's exactly like that. He's in control and doesn't let anyone control him. So he was totally right. And when he looked at me, he sort of knew me. Like he looked at me, so I think I know you, yeah, but he didn't know how, right?
That's interesting. You picked up on something from you.
Which is, of course, and it's great you've got, and different healers have different abilities, right? And this is an ability I've got because obviously it's something I can help people with. Because not all healers have got that ability, but some healers have got
Yeah.
other abilities, right?
Yeah.
That's an ability I have because obviously I work with people who need to talk to people across over or talk to kids, right, who are going to get born. So in a way, I'm a spiritual midwife. You could say that as well.
Spiritual midwife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure. That's awesome. Well, Paul, I'm going to ask you if you have a sort of message for us here to close out. And I'm thinking about this. It's January 2025 right now, and I know some people have a certain trepidation about this year coming up, and people don't like change and the uncertainty, and there's some uncertainty about this year. What do you say
What
to them?
I feel this year, my intuition telling me that it's going to be a big year of change. And I think it's being realised, well, whatever happens in the world is supposed to happen. And humanity has been blocked for a long time. And a lot of the old has to disappear for the new to happen. And even though change can be quite stressful because of the unknown, I think we're moving into a better world because humanity has been living in a very toxic world of destroying the planet and a lot of people unhappy, right? Living in a illusionary world. That I think the change is going to be great, and people just have to be connect. So my message is connect to who you are. Because in a way, I've got 6 words. If I had a message for the planet, it's 6 words. Be
What?
yourself, right? Know yourself. Really know yourself first. Know yourself. Why are you really here? Who are you? Be yourself, give yourself permission to be, and don't look for acceptance by other people because we're going through a lot of change, right? Be yourself and then share your abilities. They're my words. Know who you are. Oh my God, who am I? Because most people don't know who they are. They've forgotten, they're disconnected from why they're really here because they're trying to fit into this world to be accepted, which is what I did as a child, which is pretty crazy, right? And then, no, it's about give yourself permission to be who you are. No, I'm a healer and I'm going to be a holistic healer, which totally freaked out my family because they're not into this stuff.
Yeah.
No, I am this. And if people can't connect to that, well, that's their fault. I'm going to give myself permission to be who I am. And then it's about knowing, okay, what abilities have you got to help the world? Because helping people with your abilities, and whether it's being a singer or a healer or being an artist or doing interviews, whatever it is, well, you're helping the world shift. So really connect to yourself and okay, in this border change, if I suddenly lose my job, well, maybe I'm not supposed to have that job, which I'm actually talking about one of my clients. She lost a job. And I said, no, well, that's good because you don't need to be there. And the world's telling you not to have that. Open yourself up to what you could do and what you really want to do, which is probably better than your job. So if you always look at change, you go, accept, okay, this has happened for a reason. Be grateful for what you're learning and really connect to yourself and be yourself in the world and have faith that your soul can handle whatever.
I like that.
That's my message to the world.
You, you can handle it.
You can handle. I mean, our minds might be crazy now and again, but our souls aren't. Our
Yeah.
souls are connected to the bigger universal picture. And it's a bit like that Indian girl. She might have thought this was crazy what she was going through, but when she looked at it from a bigger perspective, it's okay. Oh my God, I understand. And you had that for a reason. And it's okay because now you can do this amazing service of helping all those girls who are going through what you've gone through.
Yeah.
So it's not resisting change, it's actually accepting it and going, okay, if I need to make this change in my life, which could be a change in relationship or change in work, whatever it is, trusting it's happening for a reason and leading to a better place.
That's awesome.
Because I know sometimes when I leave houses, I go, oh my God. I'm not going to find a better one, but I always tend to move into a better one, right? So
Yeah, thanks.
I know if it's time to move from a house, I go, okay, obviously the world's got to be a better place for me. So remain positive and rather than negative. Oh my God, this is a bad experience. Okay, no, this has happened. Accept it. Be grateful, and go. Oh my, okay, maybe there's something else I need to do, and open up to it, and ask the world to bring it to you with clarity and harmony.
Exactly. Be yourself. Know yourself, be yourself, share.
Yourself.
Share yourself. Well, I'm glad that you are sharing yourself, Paul,
My
with all
pleasure.
of
My
your
pleasure. My
all of
pleasure.
your
So
gifts.
I'll give you some links too that people want to contact me. I've got an online school where I train people to know how to heal themselves. It's my passion, know how to heal
Oh,
themselves, help people really connect to who they are. Right. And I
perfect.
also run regular events which people can come to for free, a lot of them for free, which I can help people know how to heal themselves. So I'll give you those links, which wherever you put this podcast, you can put those links if people they will book a healing session with me, to as you said at the start, I've helped people from 50 different countries. So I know all sort of ailments and all sort of backgrounds that people have come from. And now with technology, with Zoom and stuff, you can do healings anywhere in the world, which is exciting.
Exactly. Exactly. You can still feel the energy through Zoom, no problem.
Absolutely. Like if I connect to someone online, I can feel their energy as compared to it being, it's no difference to me. And well, I can connect to people remotely without ever met them. There's no difference to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Everything is energy. Do you understand that everything is energy? That's where the
Yeah.
answer lies. Viewing
Yeah.
energy and understanding energy.
Yeah. And when I wake up, I'm going to start communicating with my body, with different parts. As soon as I wake up, right? Have a little chat.
Yeah. Chat to your body and go, hello, nose. How are you today? How's it? Good. And once you connect to your body, you suddenly go, oh my God, I got this twitch, and you'll feel it because you know what the normal energy of that part of your body feels like. And the more you're connected, it's like the more you connect to a child, the child will they'll share. Where if the child doesn't feel you're listening to it, it will scream at you, right?
Yeah.
Which is what your body will do. If you connect to it, your body sends you a message, a smaller message. And it's
Very
fun. Your
cool.
body loves it. It's like a child. They feel loved. If you connect to them, your body's going to feel loved if you're talking to it every morning.
I think that's
Make
great
it.
advice. I'm going to do that.
So I just want to thank you for this opportunity, Bev, and I hope that people
Oh,
listen to this get at least one thing that's going to help them live a better and healthier life.
absolutely. Thank you so much for being here, Paul. It's been awesome
It's been my pleasure,
and a
Bev.
pleasure. All right. I will talk to you another time, okay?
Yeah, okay, we'll look to you soon. So send me the replay when you, yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, Bev, enjoy.